Hello. Good day, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone the world you all are. It's your Blue Archive Gacha Whale beginner artist self-proclaimed and your boy, Tosanyu. Welcome to the art stream. Hello, I'm Ramano. So for today, I will be drawing Otonose Kanade from Holvlive Reclass. Holvlive device Reclass, and I'm just gonna, if you don't really know who she is, well, she's a VTuber, and it's gonna be VTuber fan art what I will do. You're not familiar with my art style, not familiar with my game, you have like on the left side some samples, you know. It takes like about 2 hours for me to finish. Can be faster, can be longer, depending on like how good or rusty I am. And yeah, this time I will probably fluff it out with like some talking, so be ready for that. Not much of a silent artist. I can, but it wouldn't be fun, right? So this was my intro, I guess. Sometimes I have like the autopilot as always, you know, like a lot of people, they run on some scripts if they get some answers they expected. And to be honest, like in real life, I do like to run on scripts as well. When there's like a good morning coming, I also be like morning or like good morning, you know, depending on like the person. And Japanese people really, you know, Japanese people as well, they have like this autopilot as well, since especially like if they're like at work or you know, those company workers, every time someone comes in, they'll be like irashaimase, you know, irashaimase, irashaimase. Do you need a bag? Or something like that. A fuko or something like that. I don't really know how they say it, since I was not in Japan, and I think like in anime combini interactions, like from what I like at least like saw, it never really got to the back part. It's like, oh, that makes like so and so much yen. Do you want to pay in nah, that's what they do in the West. Do you pay with card or like cash, you know? But they say like they want a bag with it, you know? Really sure how they say, but like sometimes with fukuro, when like how I would like freely translate is like hitsuyo desu ka? Fukuro hitsuyo desu ka? Or something like that. Not sure like how to draw Kanade. Like I know I can draw her, but not really sure in what pose, what kind of energy should she give off. I think I'm gonna draw her in her stage outfit. Like her original, you know, like casual outfit is like really nice too, I must like say. If she were like say so, you know. Man. Or at least more normal, I guess. then it really did some numbers. But you know, at the same time, when the Kusogaki side of her is like not coming out, and then she reveals like more like how normal she is, you know. It's also like is something similar like when I don't know, no, you know, like when they're VTubers. They play like a certain role, like obviously the person behind is like very different from the avatar. They're like the model they're like displaying. Sometimes the character is like a bounty hunter or like some adventurer, you know, or like a witch, something like that. And then they do their best to like fit that role, you know, something like that. But sometimes, you know, after a while, people got like used to it and everything. Sometimes they do get more vulnerable. They break their character, and then like the person behind like comes like out, and when they like talk, maybe like about life experience or like about some of their stories, rather than like commenting on the game or like, you know, mentoring with other people. Yeah, when the mask starts to slip, you can also like say that. Then it also gets like super interesting. Also, hello, Elhart. Yeah, I forgot to say hi. Welcome. Like when this happens, you feel like a lot more connected, you know, because it is real what they like let out. Of course, we like the art, we like the design, you know, and everything, but for the most parts, why we VTuber enjoyers, you know, watch VTubers is because we like the person behind that funny, cute, you know, like model. And that's like why people also do like fan art, you know. Like with Kanade, with drawing Kanade here, I've like drawn everyone from Reclus. I drew Raden, I drew Aotkun, I drew Rika. Kawaii positive genius. Now it's Kanade's turn. But when I saw her debut, she was like quite something, you know. I was not expecting like the Yu-Gi-Oh music with her flute playing or something, and that she has like a lot of the vibes from Aqua, you know. Like she's a troll. But obviously, even though she has like this troll side, and then she's sometimes like, you know, when Sunday, tomorrow's gonna be Monday, you know. I don't know, how does she say that? The freely translated is like Ashita o. What was that? What do you say? Monday? Something Sunday. Was Getsuyobi? I'm not sure really. Getsuyobi? Kayobi? Don't use this vocab that often. But I think like something like Getsuyobi. Ashita wo Getsuyobi desu. Something like that. And then she pisses like off the people, you know? Like remembering, okay, tomorrow they're gonna go to work again. It's like back to like day one of this cycle. And then they post like this angry emote or whatever. Like this red sticker or something, you know? Where like the guy, like the emoji, like look very angry. I'm not really sure like how the energy should be. Hello 8, welcome to the art stream. I'm trying Otonose Kanade from Holvlive device reclass. Luna's kind of hard for me. Ah, you're speaking about Blue Archive. Well, of course it is. I would like say even like the lower difficulties feel kind of like cancer. I must like say. I couldn't really fully copy the homework. So Blue Archive. What is Blue Archive? It's a mobile gacha game with military, schoolgirls, and like something about youth. And there's like a game mode called Total Assault, like basically a raid boss. And when you fight with your party, mostly like the characters you've like pulled, versus those. There's also an RPG aspect, you know, you level them up, give them level up their skills, give them equipment, something like that. And 90% of the roster's like not viable, since they played like around that, you know, that strikers are like good there. So it's like those in the backline like specials, and yeah, it feels like kind of cancer. I must like say. Like even insane torment, you know, like even the lower difficulties felt like, ugh, you know. So I'm not really like seeing it like. There's some people be like, oh, Toaster's gonna furious if some people don't do torment or like lunatic, you know. But to be honest, I don't really mind, you know. I do understand like a new boss. It needs like some understanding, and if you like see, okay, 90% of the roster you can't really use, then yeah, then you have actually like to rack up your brain, and some people, including me, are like not really that motivated to do all of the work, since I already had like, I have a job, you know, I have a full-time job, and then of course I do want to like slack, like take a break from that. Playing games is like, yes, you can see it as a break, but sometimes it is work, like dailies, you know. If you enjoy the game, then whatever. But with Blue Archive, it's like kind of like a mixed bag recently. I do like Blue Archive because of the story, like main story, the messages left. It has the reputation of this cute and funny game, and then the player base is like a certain way. But then, out of the same game, it drops like some banger moments on like what it means to be an adult, responsible, you know. And that is like the younger generation that are like vulnerable and need assistance in their life, like guidance. This is always I liked about Blue Archive. But man, the gameplay. It is in depth. I enjoyed it at a certain time, but nowadays, I don't really like the meta. But yeah, regarding event story, it's like nice. It's like not as great as the main story, like no big messages or anything, but regarding Rio, Yeah, I can see that she's like trying to redeem herself. She's like really out of touch with the norm, I must like say. Very paranoid like Nagisa, like a lot of leaders. But she's trying to be better. I don't know if she's trying to redeem herself. I don't know, like, we know this vocab that much, I must like say. But she has like regrets. She admits that the things she did were like wrong, and she did a lot of things wrong, like doing unethical things, like, you know, like if you hack someone, if you like kind of like try to track data, okay, someone sends a photo, then you can see what the photo is. But in her case, she sees a lot more than just, okay, what the image is, you know. She sees like who sends it, on what device, on what path, and like who the person is who owns the phone or whatever. Then yeah, you know, it's, and she did a lot of like things that are more efficient, but like also unethical. And it's like trying to get better. It's like cool, you know. And yeah, I guess it's like likable, like when people like try to be a better person. Even though they are struggling, they're still trying. And to be honest, like Ryo is also hot, you know. If evil, why hot, you know? But he's not evil anymore. At least she's trying to become better. But let's see, like, I mean, also she was like friends with Himari, but now not, you know. It's like the contrast between black and white, like from the character design, also super interesting. Cute and funny is Yuzu. Yeah, I guess. I think like more funny is like Momoe and Midori, when they get like into their banter. But Yuzu, I think like she's just cute in my eyes. It's like admirable that she's also like someone who tries to grow as a person. Like she's shy, you know, she's shy. But when someone's passionate about games, like Arise, you know, like the first time they met like Arise, she opens up as well. Or when like Aris was in danger, like main story spoilers, you know, then she tried her best to like fit the role of like a supporter, like tried her best to like help the crew, help the team in the mission, even though she's afraid and everything and hides sometimes in a locker. But she would like step up if like she would step up despite her fears. And you know, being afraid, being fearful, but still, you know, doing something. I love those people, you know. I really like people who do be brave despite being scared. Like people who work hard, I also love those people. It's not necessarily about characters being cute or like, you know, funny. It's like about those kind of character traits I do respect and enjoy. Characters have flaws, but I try to be better, you know? It's like one of my favorite tropes, I must like say. Sometimes they don't need to like better themselves, you know? It's just like good in a story. If it's like a VTuber personality, sometimes I do not mind if they keep playing like the idiot, you know? The sandbag and everything. The Gerard, for example, you know, Gerard T-Rexford from Holostar's Armus. I would like to say he, like in my memory, he's like such a case. That's like entertaining still. He has a really powerful voice. But you know, it often, the more you like exhaust your voice, then yeah. I do find it interesting, like he goes like all out in the beginning, leaves like a strong impression, like a strong start, you know? But then afterwards he has to pace himself. Like he can't keep that on forever. That means also like that he has weaknesses, he has his limits as a human, you know, the human behind the VTuber model. I could also like go strong from the beginning, you know, be like, ooh, and be like, really loud, but of course I would like run out of energy, so I would like to conserve that energy. So those people like know me as like the kind of chill guy, but you know, even though the voice sounds like that, sometimes the stuff they talk about can be like everything other than like chill, like Yoshiji Shinri from Holostar's Tempest in exclamation marks Vanguards, you know, he is like this kind of case as well. Like he has like a pretty deep voice. It sounds like calm. He sounds like he's very like adult-like. That he has a filter, you know? Like a filter at least, you know? But of course, he has a freaky side to him as well. He just hides it very well. Like when the mask starts to slip, or like when there are cracks in the, you know, in the disguise. How do I draw this? In chibi form, maybe I don't go full detail. Nijika this. Nijika, ne? Right. But yeah, some people like Dodgy look like Nijika. But then she's not Nijika. Like Nijika from Bocchi the Rock. But the personalities couldn't be any more different. I don't really like know if there's like, you know, since there's like language barrier. I don't watch her that often. I'm not really sure if there are any moments like where she like shows me about herself rather than like, you know, like playing like a funny haha girl, you know. I would like to say none of the Reclose girls are like normal. Like when you remember all their debuts, none of them were like normal. They were like all like crazy to some extent. Rika like with Death Games, you know. Death Games. You know, like those death games? Like Danganronpa, you know? answer this or you're gonna die, or something like that, or everyone in this room is gonna die, and then you have to be like the genius to like solve the mystery, the puzzle, to like get out of there alive. Like those death games. They're like thrilling somehow, you know. It just starts off like a premise, oh, I'm just a normal guy in a normal school, and then all of a sudden, boom, death game. You know. But if you win, you get 10 million yens. It's like those Squid Games kind of setting, you know. Squid Game is like effectively also a death game. But what I like about, what a lot of people like about Squid Games probably, is that it has really good characters. It has like some messages here and there. Strong narrative. And there's like something absurd about, you know, they're adults, but they're playing some, and it's like about life and death, but they play like children games, you know? It's like this kind of absurd contrast. Just like shows like how inhumane people can be, you know, just like for the sake of entertainment. Like back in the days it was like the kind of thing as well, like with gladiator arenas, you know, like colosseums, where like sometimes some criminals would like fight, you know, like people they like captured, you know, like not a lot of people would like fight there voluntarily, like to like life and death. They would like fight against like wild animals, or like against other like criminals, you know, like for freedom or whatever. Or like sometimes not for freedom, but sometimes there's like no motivation, it's just like to live another day for survival. In the modern time, there's not much of a need for that, you know, since sometimes, yeah, there are like some, like there's not fully world peace in the world, there's like one here and there, but for the most part, for people who are like in living peace, they're probably bored of their mind, and they need something like exhilarating, but not putting themselves in danger, you know? Like it's betting on a horse, like in a misery, you know? And then like hope that your favorite is gonna win. It's like what they did there in Squid Games. But like far more cruel kind of sports, if you can call it like that. But yeah, the contrast, you know, just the contrast. It's like a really serious matter, but what they play is like not serious at all, you know. Just some children games with simple rules. But you know, despite it being simple, still a really good storytelling, you know, the absurdity. I do like that. Take something simple, make something amazing out of that. Like, simple is the best. Not everything needs to be complicated, you know. In most dev games, or some dev games, there's like always this smart ass character, you know, thinks he's a genius. Or like at least like the story depicts them as a genius, you know, and they can like solve everything at first glance. But it gets more interesting if it's like really like more humane. If they have like struggles. If they do lose something. Sometimes like their best friends, you know. And I always was like wondering, how are they able to stop the game? In some GP kind of, I think like it was not really, they didn't got to finish it really, you know. They get out of life and then it's like it. Like Kaiji. But I never really finished the series, you know, I only watched the anime, that's about it. Darwin's game was like something of a death game, but also like a battle royale. How did they end that? they didn't let's say this is not really interesting, like how they will end it, because it's just like flops from there. I would love to think it as an open ending, you know, it's up to interpretation, but the thing is like it continues and then it just like flops all the potential, all the you know, characters they've built up so far. Bah. V2? V2? Battle Royale Survival? Something of a game, but also not. There are like 2 endings to it. Both ways are like interesting. They kind of ended like that they fought back against like those people who like made the game. Like destroy, you know, in order to like destroy the game, destroy the one who made it, or like erase them or something like that. They fight violence with violence, something like that. They just fought back. This was like kind of interesting because like it had like some systems where they're like unable to fight back, but then they found like some loopholes here and there. And since the game B2, the survival game they're like in, like Life and Death, is actually based on an online game, and like the main character is like a pro gamer in this kind of game, you know. It's like a NEET, it's like always at home playing this game. There's like a top ranker, but because he's like the kind of otaku, the NEET, you know, he did made his family like a lot of trouble, and then yeah, it's kind of like karma, you know. But while he was like on this island, like fighting for life and death, he slowly like finds back his humanity, you know, like with finding companions, friends, you know, like a girlfriend or whatever they are. It always like ends up with like romance and some kind of those Japanese entertainment media, you know, like that there's like love, you know, but this is like the power of love that's like pushes you forward. It doesn't always have to be friendships. Like love is also like a popular kind of theme. But there are 2 endings, you know, the happy end when everyone's alive, defeat the evil, and then the other end, nah. I'm not gonna say anything there, but there's like 2 endings. It's like kind of interesting, you know. Usually like true ending, you know. But the thing is like, bad endings are like super interesting, like visual novel games, you know. The bad ending is like somewhat so more interesting. I don't know. Like in Steins Gate, there's also like a moment like in the game, like when you always like loop back in time, at some point you go insane. You know, insanity is like the kind of the definition is like that you do the same thing over and over again, expecting something to change. Insanity. It's like the definition of that. At some point you go like insane. And then like, oh, if I die, everything's gonna getting back to 0 again. What if I just like, you know? Sometimes they have like those really disturbing thoughts coming up in their mind. What if I just let myself be, let myself like free, you know? They have like common sense. A lot of people have common sense. They have a filter, you know? If they're around humans, you know, they behave like normal and everything. But now, you know, because they're like in this loop and everything goes back to 0 if they like die. What if they just, you know, don't be normal? What if they can just be, okay, let's F around, you know? What if I like, they have like those really dirty thoughts. Like doing it with other people. without their consent and everything. And if they die, they're gonna loop back, you know, something like that. And when it came like to one of those moments, like time traveling, or like looping, you know, like regression, oh man, you know, it's like really, it's like a challenging topic, yes, but at the same time interesting, because yeah, hypothetically you have this ability, you could like come up with this kind of trouble. You could end up like losing all your humanity. And especially if you're like alone out there. Like no one with you, no one to keep up your morale, you know? Like if your morale is not being like in a healthy kind of dose or like amount, let's say that, bad things can happen, you know. Like things like at work morale is also like important, because you like do it like very often in a week, in a year, you know. You do it like to earn money, that's like the motivation. But let's say you get bullied, let's say there are like some negative factors, it does affect your morale. At some point you can like snap or like just quit the job, you know. So like having that is like important. Like it can be compensated for like a really good behavior from worker to worker, you know, like good coexistence and respect, maybe a good environment, you know, that there's like windows, that you can see the sunlight, you know, that there are like fair break times, you know. People need to like unwind, some people need to smoke to like, you know, recover their, let's say, sanity, yeah. There's like a lot of that. No matter how tough you are, like morale is like super important. But sometimes like some protagonists in like Japanese entertainment media, they are like those giga chats who are like super strong, or there's like max aura or whatever. And then they're like unbeatable. They can like survive on the island without eating for 2 weeks or whatever, and they're like still strong as heck or whatever, no. They're like those kind of things. But yeah, obviously those authors are like pretty young. Sometimes it's just like, I don't know, like sometimes the content sounds interesting when they make anime, when it's not so it's not like successful at all, or you know, it's like just another junk food. But of course there are like good series out there. I finished like watching this one sports anime with like Mamisime. Mamisime Cinderella Grey. I was watching it like in order, but to be honest, you don't have to go in order. Psy Games, holy crap, Psy Games. The in-house anime studio, man, they don't have to go that hard. So the animations are like really good, I must like say. But to be honest, the character has a story. Also like, man, I knew like it was good. I wasn't like expecting it to be that good. I watched like the previous seasons, you know. Because like based on history, I was like kind of interested. And with season 1, I grew like, you know, like Silent Suzuka grew like a lot more closer to my heart, you know, like remembering what like happened to her real life. Or like him, like it's not him, in, you know, in real life, Silent Suzuka. It's a sad story. Not as sad as like Rice Shower, but you know, it is like a what if, you know, if they were like still alive. What would have happened, you know? Because Silent Suzuka was like unstoppable. Was like really the fastest horse, I must like, you could like say. But when you go like at high speed, there's like a lot of risk with injuries as well. Like when you run so fast that your like legs are like shattering. Like not a lot of like series really cover the topic, I must like say, you know? Like how can Sonic like run so fast, you know? Or like Flash or whatever. I do like for Toho, for example, like with Shamemaru Aya, you know? Like she's the fastest against Tokyo, but the thing is like she's flying, she's not running, you know? So, But like Cinderella Grey, it's like focused on Ogre Cap's like race career, but what I like about it that they also like include like something like racing strategies, you know? Like that like there's a strat, there's a meta behind that, and this was like never like mentioned in any of like the Pretty Derby series, you know, that are like by Studio Kai or like PA Works like at times, you know. But like when Cygames like kicked Kai in like with their with making the anime, like when they like be like, okay, we're gonna do it ourselves, you know. And the quality really like got upped, you know. But to be honest, like also like the spin-off series like Cinderella Grey started off as a manga like Shonen Jump, and has like a good scenario writer, has like a good artist, you know, and yeah, this also like does something. It's like pretty good. It's really good. I got like hooked, and the characters are also like pretty decent, and never thought like I would be like so much into horse girls. I really miss out on something. I knew like someone said, you know, like once they got to season 2 of Uma Musume, Pretty Derby, I don't know how to pronounce it. Then yeah, they really started caring much like cat girls, dog girls, bunny girls. What are those? Like Uma Musume. Those are like the thing, or something like that. Like there's like so much to like relate to, like someone you cheer on, you know. Once you have your favorite, you cheer them on, and then you even like favoring, like chanting, be like, come faster, you can win, you know, like something like that. Even though it's an anime, you know, like not really necessarily the game, but like you know. And then also like saw some YouTube videos in the comparison of like Blue Lock animation and like Umamisime. It's also like, yeah, the one is the best-selling manga out there, but it got this treatment. The other was like, yeah, horse girls, and it gets a much better treatment. I guess like waifus, you know, waifus are more popular. But to be honest, they can't be really be waifus because there's this kind of guideline with like a fan art, you know, or Umamisime. We can't really like the fan base is not really allowed to do, you know, like spicy fan art of the horse girls. Can maybe make of Kyuin, maybe of Happy Meek, you know, like fictional characters there. But yeah. And to be honest, if you know like how to look, you can like find it. They shouldn't be looted. There's like some guidelines, you know, like for fan arts. But Umamisime, like since the horse girls, the Umamisemes are like based on real horses, you know. There are like some guidelines. You know, they like went out of their way to ask like the owners if they can use the name, and with that also their history and like the like, you know, since it's a reference and everything. And sometimes there are like some requirements, like for gold chips owners, like, okay, but please make them crazy, you know, like in the game, make it like hard to train her, let them feel the same pain as me, or like an anime, you know, make gold chip crazy, but they made her crazy. But when the owner like played the game or like watched anime, he was like, yeah, it's not crazy enough yet, you know. Like when you like get into the lore, like the real life lore, you know, it can get like funny. There was like a case with like gold chip 12 billion called 12 billion, this kind of incident. It was like at the starting gate or something. He jumped like around there at the start when like the start signal like came, and then he was like so behind. Late start, good I could say. And then he ended up losing the race, you know. And people betted like 12 million on gold chip. And yeah. And at the end of the race, you know, gold chip couldn't look his trainers in the eye. It was like a really funny it was like pretty funny moment, you know. Like sometimes, you know, those owners have like some kind of like wishes, you know. I'm not like sure about the Daiwa Scarlet one. Like I saw like some comments, oh, this is a joke, you know. But with like, oh yeah, if you're gonna include Daiwa Scarlet in the game, please make her moves bigger than vodkas, something like that. But I think it was a joke. It's a meme. But yeah, in general, yeah, can't loot them. Like not should, but yeah, no, cannot. But if you look like right, you know, things like Rule 34. If there's a thing in the media, like in the internet out there, then it gets looted or something. Some people make like memes of like Yakuza, you know, the Yakuza's coming for them. But yeah, Yakuza like nowadays has not so much force because of like Gen Z. Gen Z is like is only like indirectly like kind of like included there, but let's say like all the strats like from back in the days, like with Yakuza, don't work like in today's generation. It's like a lot of more things are like digitalized, you know, and they can't like use the outdated strats nowadays anymore. While the Yakuza's, you know, it has like some of a badass vibe and everything, but to be honest, I can't do much anymore. Gonna eat my words maybe at some point, you know. Go to Japan when the Yakuza's gonna F me up. What did you say, huh? What did you say? You know, there's like this kind of rumor. If you're gonna loot like Invincible Girls, the Yakuza's coming for after you. Of course not, I think. You know, who cares? But you can get like for Pixel, for example, you know. They can make you delete that, or maybe ban you. Not sure how to draw that. But yeah, it starts off to be like some kind of black market kind of thing, you know? With like, oh, do you have this stuff, you know? Then yeah, I have some good stuff here, you know? It's like more like hush hush than like in the original open. Kind of feels dirty. I would like say. Kind of feels dirty. I guess it's like how it is like how it should be. Okay, I'm 1 hour in. It's not as clean yet. And it needs like some more details, but I got like the general yeah, outlines. She has like a form, right? Something is manifested already. I'm taking her reference, it's just like where she sits down on the stage or something. Where Kanade sits down on the stage. I saw like this one clip where, you know, where she sits down. It's like the vibes of like Ninichi sitting down. Like they're so gaki, so troll, but when they sit down it's like it's very elegant and it's like the contrast, you know? Elegant kusugaki. It makes me like think that the person behind Kanade is actually, you know, very well behaved. Has like manners and everything. And to be honest, I would be interested in meeting that kind of Kanade. It's like this kind of Gapmur, you know? They're so unrestrained, so like wild. But then if they have like this elegant side, you know? Man. You know? Like when there's this Gapmue, I don't know, I think I really have a weakness for those kind of things. But yeah, I guess I do understand like Japanese people as well there. I can share the sentiment. It's like why they, for example, like tsunderes, you know? But nowadays it's like a lot more like basic, I must like say. Like that there's like a archetype or like a specific type of kind of way of like how a tsundere sounds, you know? They speak like, oh, I didn't like it because I like you, you know? Or something like that, you know? But yeah, everything can be like turned into some kind of anime girl. Like Misime has like proven that. You can even take the Earth. You can even take Earth as, you know, and turn it into an anime character. I don't rotate just because I like you, you know. Like the Earth needs to rotate. So that there's like the cycle between like night and day. And humans are like reliant on like the sun. Vitamin D and everything. Warmth. I kinda like read or like researched somewhere or like heard somewhere. I don't know, like from watching TV, reading books. Not really sure like from where that get exactly, but if at some point like the sun will be gone. Or at least like will like crumble down, since it has like kind of like expiration date. At some point it like this it's just like ceases. And once this is like gone, humanity will also like, you know, pretty much like life on Earth in general will like stop. Like in our generation, you don't have to worry about that. It's like about the future generation to like figure out what to do then. I was like kind of like thinking when I was younger, oh, I want to contribute to the survival of our mankind, you know. I want to be the hero, but nowadays when I get older, I feel like, yeah, I can't do much, you know. I'm not that smart. I didn't really like pay too much attention in school. The ship has sailed. But I think when you are like younger, you have like some kind of ambition, you know. What do you want to do if you will work, you know? Oh, I want to be dad. Point out the thing at the TV or whatever, you know. Want to be Power Ranger or something, a hero of justice. But to be honest, how do you earn money with that, you know? You can be like just a policeman and it's just like the same. But you're actually getting danger. You're not invincible or something, you're not a superhero. You're a hero, but not a superhero, right? And it's like this kind of saying, like, some heroes don't wear capes. You can't just be like, I don't know, Batman, you know, I suppose, like work in the shadows. The hero we need but don't deserve. There are a lot of people like that who are actually like MVP but don't get as much, you know, attention or like the praises they actually deserve, you know. There's always like someone of some underdog. But those underdog stories are interesting. And to be honest, in media, in the entertainment media, we all like the underdog, I suppose. I think like that's why people also like Haruura and Imamisimi. I like to see the... I don't know if you can call it memes. But you know, this one meme where like this black haired anime girl is like crying. And then on the left side, on the right side is like the chat emoji. Or like the chat. Where he's like looking sideways. And then it's like, yes. Like this meme is like, why don't you ever give up? And then it's like with this chat, you know, who says yes and like looking sideways because she never did. And then it's like a picture of Haru Ura. 113 losses. 0 wins. At least like in her race career when she was active. But like after retirement they did like some kind of soft racing or something with the retired horses, and then Haru Ura actually got first. It was kind of like nice to like know about this kind of lore, and with that also like live on. Like at some point you can succeed. Never give up. Never kill yourself. And the thing is like, those are not humans, those are like horses, you know? Those are animals. We could like learn something from them. And yeah, horses are smart. I actually like saw something randomly there. That horses are like able to plan ahead and and think strategically or something like that. They're like able to do that. So, but yeah, TLDR, they horse around. They're smart. I want to keep playing horse game, gosh. But I lose a lot of time. Man. I'm like finished with the anime for Cinderella Cray. I watched like all the anime from Umemusume. I must like say those side games are quite something. And regarding like Pretty Derby Season 2 and Season 3, I don't know, man. I really am emotionally disconnected. I do understand like how hard this is, like with race injuries. I was kind of like expecting something with Rice Shower that happened there, but the main focus was like Tokateo. It would be like really sad, you know. I don't know what I was like kind of thinking about this kind of when like Rice Shower comes like there, and then it reflects more on on his race history, and I was like actually kind of tearing up when I think about that. Didn't like happen. Cool. Didn't happen. But hypothetically, you know, man. Because I saw like how Rice Shower is in the game, or Rice Shower was in the game. Like, then thinking about the race history. Okay. I'm not really sure like if that's good enough. It's not completely clean, but I don't mind. My artwork is allowed, has the permission to be dirty at some points. Doesn't have to be entirely clean. I leave that to the other pro artists, illustrators. And some really like care more about that, you know. Like some are like slow artists because they like to keep an eye on detail. And love to like keep everything like nice and clean. I care more about like being faster done. That's like why my GB art is like this kind of way. But even like my non-GB art is like dirty to some extent. I do make sure that like the most important parts are clean, but other than that I keep it at some points, you know, it's like less of our effort. Maybe you can call it effort, maybe not, you know, like more or less effort. I kinda like want to try Misume characters as well. Or maybe gonna, you know, maybe gonna try Kaela at some point. He reminds me pretty much of those whales. But she's pretty much taking games seriously. He's taking games seriously. Like ways on optimizing things and so on. He's a gamer. Iris got into horse racing game. This is Bale's first gacha game. But to be honest, like, it really feels like for me, like out of all the gacha games, like things like Idol Master and now like Misume, those are really good games. Of course, like you know, if you want to like pay for the gacha currency, that's freaking expensive. I was like really thinking about playing Misume entirely free to play, but the daily carrot packs, you know, that you can buy monthly, it's okay. It's like, it's not much to be honest. It's like in 1 month you pay like for a 10 pull with like 500 paid carrots. That's it. It's like for me it's like about €5.99 or like $6.99. It's not much. You pay like that much, like $6.99 USD, and then you have like 10 pull at the end of the month. It's okay. It's not much. But at the same time, I'm gonna pay my Cygames taxes with that. There were like some Cygames anime I could only like watch on pirated sites, and you know, and it's not giving like the watch time, to be honest, or like some things of a rating, you know, where you can leave a 5-star review. Don't really have that. So yeah, this is like my way on giving back, I suppose. And to be honest, like Cygames really has good original anime. Like, I love Apocalypse Hotel, like that came the last season. I would like to say it's like really banger. It's like pretty slow, it's like not Sakuga, action, shonen or something. It has it in there, but it's like not focusing on that. And it has a lot of charm, like Cygames is pretty good. Cygames is pretty good. It was an original anime too, as well. Like it's not based on a manga, not based on a novel, whatever. Entirely original. So you couldn't like really predict, you know, like you couldn't pick in the manga and like see, oh, this is like how it goes next, you know. It's just like, yeah, completely fresh out of the oven. And it was like something really nice and new. And it kind of like reminded me of like some older anime, like back in the time, but like was a lot more laid back. But with today's pacing, you know, where it doesn't have like One Piece, Naruto, Bleach treatment, you know, with like filler, you know. It's just like a self-contained story, and I pretty much enjoyed that. The Cygames is like, it's also like one company who actually uses their gacha earnings to like make anime, or you know, make something out of that. Like with Blue Archive anime, it was okay, but like an anime opening, full of passion, high quality, but the anime itself, it was like not really well produced. The PVs are looking good, okay. But it's like not that great. For Arknights, they use like also their home studio, Yosta Studios, right? And to be honest, the story is much better enjoyed in the anime than in the game. But it wasn't like nothing too crazy, I don't know. I feel like when I see like the visuals in the game for Arknights, it seems like a much bigger story, much greater kind of narrative. But when I see the anime, I feel like, it's better explained in the anime, but it doesn't seem like so grand, so peak or whatever. It's just like gameplay, the designs that are like pretty cool. Maybe the music is also good, yeah. Then that's it. Princess Connect? Banger. Princess Connect Redive anime banger. Yeah, there's not really much. Azulane, I also like that anime, but yeah, not that good. Not that good, to be honest. The anime was banger. Yeah, but you know, we can't point our fingers at Crunchyroll. I stopped like, I like canceled my subscription there. I'm not watching on there anymore. Yeah, worst company. There used to be heroes, but you know, if you live long enough, you see yourself to turn to a villain or whatever they say. And this is like what happened with them. Like every company is like about money, you know. Yeah, Cygames never misses. Like their games are like really good. And I think like they learned from the Crunchyroll. They learned like their lessons. They can't really rely on that. So I'm like glad that it's like somewhat different, and Mr. hit like got like the achievement, you know, got the achievement a W. They are like the best-selling game in Steam, and then they gave us 1,500 carats, like a temple again. And this game is, man, it's generous. I really could like be entirely free to play in Mr. and have like still fun in the game. There's nothing like raid bosses, nothing like time pressure, you know. I like that. At the same time, it's just a time sink. It's still a time sink, you know? You lose like a lot of time still. Because the gameplay loop is like so good. But it takes a lot of time. But I must like say, Idolmaster's, Gaku and Idolmaster's gameplay loop is much better than Misume's. It respects your time a lot more and doesn't have a stamina system. So you can just play whenever. At least from what I remember. Maybe it does have stamina system, but from what I remember playing it like a year, 2 years ago, it doesn't have that. And because I like figured out it was like a freaking time sink, I stopped playing. It was Japanese anyway. But once it gets global, if it ever gets global, if idol culture can get accepted in the West, maybe it will, you know, because of Misume. Then we have a new rival there in the Western market. And maybe I will completely whale in Blue Archive. And I'm gonna be Blue Archive Gacha and be like, oh hello, I'm your Uma Misume and Idolmaster Gacha whale. Something like that. Like Gacha, hey, don't sleep on Idolmaster. Don't sleep on Idolmaster. Idolmaster's like peak. It's like, it has really good story, it has really good characters, the songs are banger. But it's just like language barrier, you know. I can't convince people to play a Japanese game with no subtitles and everything. But you heard it from me? It's a good game. I would like say it's better than Uma Misume. The anime is trash, to be honest. But yeah. But the game is good. But yeah, if it comes to anime department, man, Cygames does not miss. Alright, let's color. I know like gacha games take a lot of time, Uma Misume for example. It's just a time sink. I think like I will put in my weekly schedule as you know, Uma Misume. Because I do want to like save up some of my time. At the same time I lose like some time because like I watch the races. I must like say, I really like watching Gold Ship and Suzuka run. There's like something nice about Gold Ship gameplay. Even though she has like her difficulties. Like she's always in the last, you know? She's an end runner, she likes to stay in the back. But when we get in the middle of the race, or like getting to the final corner, when she swoops in from behind, you know, imagine you're in the lead. And then, on the final corner, Gold Ship, she swoops from behind and takes everything away. I really like this gameplay about her, you know. When you expect the least, Gold Ship comes and destroys everything. But at the same time, if you are the player who is like racing Gold Ship, man, you have to pray. There's something really fun about her gameplay, about her running style, end runner. And with Silent Suzuka, I like watching her running as well. Maybe because I watch like I do know about her history, like racing history of the horse, you know, Silent Suzuka. When Silent Suzuka gets first, like first place, is taking the lead, and then stays just on the lead. And then gets the final corner, even like widens the gap. And then I like it, to be honest. Like to see she's like 8 lengths away, 10 lengths away, or like unmeasurable like distance, you know, so much ahead in lead, like unstoppable. I like this kind of running from Silent Suzuka as well. And she's easy to race as well, so you will always complete a career with her. Like you don't have like a goal incomplete or game over. Like with characters like if Uma Musume is like my Top Gun, like Nice Nature, I have to be really more specific with the training. There's the event going on with like brand new friends. You get like support farming bonus if you use like specific support cards like Kita-san Black's ones, Sato the Diamonds ones, but to be honest I want to use Super Creek, but I have to borrow for that, and then yeah, can't really do that. And Kita-san Black's speed card is only really good if she's like at level 45 and capped. Really good if it's like max limit break, you know, but yeah. I'm kind of like borrowing Kita-san Black, but if there are like some runs where I really want a good Uma, or like I have to race like more difficult Umas, then yeah, I'm gonna use my own Kita-san Black, like no limit break, completely vanilla, and then borrow Super Creek or whatever. But to be honest, like a lot of people like change their support cards to like Kita-san Black, max limit break, so I have to like find another Super Creek owner. There was always this one guy where I like borrowed Super Creek from, but now he changed to Kita-san Black. Understandable. But yeah, I'm gonna wait until the next Kita-san banner is like out. I think like the only things I will like pull is like for those really good support cards, and maybe like my favorite Missimes. Like I want to pull Manhattan Cafe. Like it's like always in gacha like the rule, pull your waifu first and then like do the meta. Something like that. Like you need a reason to keep playing the game, you know? Like your morale. Morale is like underrated, but it's like really important, you know? Like your gaming morale. You get like stressed. If you lose your motivation, then it's kind of over, you know, for the account. Like for Reverse 1999, I don't have motivation. For Brown Dust 2, I don't really have motivation as well. I really didn't find anything that's like, yeah. For Blue Archive, I still have like Yuzu, you know? But other than in like the main story, maybe it was like the first impressions, like battle between adults, like Sensei and like Black Suit. Volume F, Volume 3 was like nice. Or like volume 2 with like with like Arise, I like that pretty much too. Volume 4 is like okay. Volume 5 is also like okay. I pretty much like Yukari, I guess. But yeah, there's like not much keeping me there, if I have to say so. I lose interest on like Blue Archive, like knowing like that the main writer's not there anymore. What is like keeping my attention is like maybe PV number, I don't know, this is number 6? Like with those Deca Chromaton. This like is like keeping me interested for now. Maybe if like there's one more user alt, I will pull for her. But yeah. But yeah, for the most part, like my motivation, my morale, like for Blue Archive, at least like playing Blue Archive, you know? Because it's a time and money thing for me. I think like about like stop spending. At least like only paying for like the bi-weeklies and monthlies. You know, like those where you get like daily like your rewards, like daily like AP, more gacha currency, you know, like in the daily, like the daily pack and like daily carrot pack and like in Mimizame, you know. We get like every day like 50 carrots and it's like in 1 month, what temple? This one. I think like going this path. Usually I spend like a lot on Blue Archive like every month, but it's like a lot of money. And then looking at my finances, you know, and like hosting events, I have to like you know, ditch that. Like if I host events, then it's like, okay, no whaling for me anymore. It's also like for me to like keep the morale of the players like up, you know, like morale is like important. I know like a new boss is like something to get used to, then yeah. And then for example, if there's like the hardest raid boss out there in this difficulty, then hey, give that a try. I'm gonna give you a motivation to do so. Like here's some money if you like able to like get the highest difficulty, you get rewarded, you know, something like that. I will try Lunatic on Gebra. I have like my own UE50 Satsuki, a UE40 Idlemine, you know. I have like a lot of like the parts. As Subuki, I don't know like how this will look like. I don't really have her ready. But yeah, gonna see. I think when like Wakamo's Hovercraft's Lunatic difficulty is out, I will like try. This is like where I try. And maybe when like Bina Lunatic's also out, I will try that too. It's like my favorite boss. But when the meta really like turned to a point where I really don't like playing it anymore, you know, like the first Bina Torment, the second Bina Torment, the third Bina Torment, I loved playing on those. It was like peak for me, like gameplay wise. It was the perfect challenge. You need like multiple teams. You can't like 2-pun it or 1-pun it, whatever. But nowadays you can like do it with Torment. And it's like where I lost like the kind of interest, you know. That's like pretty boring. And it's like you know, like Pero 1-pun with like Hoshino. Blue Hoshino. Not the red Hoshino or like yellow Hoshino. When everyone is capable of like, you know, it's like free, yes, but at the same time, you know, it doesn't really feel challenging. Of course I can handicap myself, but nah, you know. It kind of feels weird when you have like those amazing starter hand but you don't use it, right? The deck you have been dealt with, the cards you have been dealt with, are amazing but you don't use them. What the hell, you know? My starter hand with like my account in Blue Archive is still really good. It's amazing. I think like a lot of free-to-play would like to have this account. And I don't really feel like that motivated, so, huh? You know, maybe. But at the same time, it would like feel like a waste, because I have like raised user to bottom 100. I would like to have another bottom 100 user, but I would like wait until there's like one more alt out there, and then I would like, and then have a goal again on like, okay, get the next girl to bottom 100. This is like pretty much my only motivation, I must like say. Like raid wise, I don't really have interest anymore, unless Bina is getting like hard again, like hard to fight against. I don't know like what your goal is like, or like what motivation like playing Blue Archive is. But if you have a goal, it's like it's cool. If you don't have a goal, maybe find some goal, you know? Maybe find a motivation in playing this game. Do you have a favorite girl? Do you have a waifu? Do you want to put on their banner? On their banner? What, you know, you need a plan B. What happens if you like pull that girl? Will you like stop playing? Will you raise her? Will you max her out so that you can like put it on borrowed and like help other people? You know? Like think about those things. There are a lot of people who like pull their wife and then they don't do anything, you know? They leave her there, don't feed her anything, you know? Don't level her up, don't level her skills. It's like, yeah, sad. Some people would like benefit from like niche max characters. Like there's this guy who has like his maxed Midori maid version, and then he still like had like the energy to like max her out and put her in the burrows, you know, and then be like, hey, can you put her up? And then be like, yeah, I can put her up. Give him a moment to log in, something like that. I kind of stopped playing Arknights because I had like this hacking kind of issue. Someone took over my account when Yosta couldn't help me. Other lane I don't really play. To be honest, like the gameplay is like pretty ass. The gameplay loop is ass. I really hate that. They don't know how to respect your time, like they don't really respect your time. And they threw in like a lot of bunch of extras to this game. I don't know where to start really. I tried to turn back, I even spent a little bit more. But man, this is not a game anymore. I don't know. But other than too much goon. Yeah, but this game is not it's like age restricted, you know? You can't go all out there. Brown Dust 2, look at Brown Dust 2 or like Snowbreak Containment. Those are like better. Nikkei even. Nikkei is like still age restricted though, so they can't go all out, but you know. Azalane, I don't know. Some people said the event story became like better, the writing became better, like stories in general, but if I have to do like One Piece, you know, like watch 450 episodes before it gets good, you know, nah, I don't want to. I wait like for TLDR, and to be honest, I watched the other anime, it's not that good. Like, it's okay if you have like a second screen, you know. The anime opening is okay, it's like pretty good. Really serious, pretty badass, but when it comes like to, oh, cute girls doing cute things, I don't know. I don't, like, it seems like Azalane doesn't know like what it wants with its narrative, with its characters, like what is the objective, what's the goal. Like the setting is like, okay, they are like sirens or whatever, like the evil ship girls. When ship girls kind of like fall in battle, they turn to those evil beings, something like that. Similar to like Kansai Collection. And it's like a fight between ship girls and those. And among ship girls, they're like different unions, you know, like in Black of different academies. And you're like the guy who's the commander. But gameplay wise, you can have like ship girls from many different factions together. You can like put them all in the same team, whatever. So I don't know if there's like a point where like with Sensei, you know, for example, that he goes like from school to school, like making negotiations or like helping him with problems, and then it's like, okay, I helped you, now you have to help me, something like this matter. There's nothing really like that. Like from what I remember. It doesn't really have good gameplay. Yeah, the gameplay loop is ass. I was interested in gameplay because people advertise as bullet hell, you know? RPG stuff. I like stat raising. I love bullet hell because of Toho. Let me try that out. I'm gonna show you how much of a pro I am in like bullet hell. I like some things there, but in the end it's like it was in the beginning okay, but then doing all of that over and over and over again, it has so many game modes. Doesn't need that many, you know? And then it has like the 3D dorm, you know, where you can hang out with like your with like Sirius there, and then it's like, oh, it's some devices cannot run. Then it has like they erase like the secretaries, Chibi. Then there's like one girl who looks like Mutsuki. I don't know. It has mini games like where you have like some things like doodle jumped, crane games. Then there are raid bosses, and then there's like, I don't know, like this game has way too much that makes the gameplay loop so ass. Like you have to spend like 2 or 3 hours to like get everything like done, or you know. Like the gacha in Azerline is better, you know, you don't need to spend money to get your girls. It's like just gold and like oil. You can farm that. The only thing that's like where it gets like into pay stuff is like expanding stock size. I don't know if you know what that is, but in Blue Archive and Umamisime you can have as many Umamisimes as you want. In Blue Archive you can have as many students as you want. If you get dupes, then those are like E-levs or whatever. But in the other lane, you have like, let's say a capacity of 200. If you get a dupe, then that adds more to the space in the dock, you know, like it fills up more. Like you have 5 versions of Otonose Kanade, and it takes like 5 spots. You need like 5 to like max out or whatever. But some people like try to save those dupes to like max them out later. Because at 1 star, 2 star, they use up less oil in fights or some whatever. It's like min-maxing. At some point you get like full. When there are like new girls coming out, then you're full. Then you have to like put some. You have to discard some, you know, like remove some, or like use them for upgrades or whatever. It's like, yeah. Yeah, Blue Archive is better there, yeah. Like in Azerline, I don't have a motivation to play it. Like, I don't have a goal there. Sometimes when they collapse, okay, I'm gonna pull for Yami-chan, I'm gonna pull for, I'm gonna get her skin. That's what I did. But sometimes I was like glad that I quit because there were like things like Dead or Alive collapse, there are like SSSR as Gridman collab, and those girls are like pretty hot, and then I'm pretty sure I would like wait for them, you know, and then get back to this trashy game. Too Love was enough. But then after the honeymoon phase over, I'd be like, okay, this game is trash. Let's stop. Like, it has good girls, it has good waifus. The COO is based. The CEO is a female, to be honest, by the way. But I don't know, like the game's like, it does need a lot to like convince me to like play it again, you know. It does need a lot to change it to like a better game. They can't obviously drop all the game modes and like features that like added to it. They cannot drop that. But it takes a lot of to like make it a better gameplay loop. Like Idolmaster, like Japanese gacha games, those are pretty good. Some of the Korean games are like pretty good, like Blue Archive. Skip mode, cool, let's go. And also that you can't really skip. You have to like autoplay everything. In Arknights, this was like also like a thing. You can't really like skip. You can like do on one of the modes. Yeah. Reverse 1999 you can't skip as well. I don't know what's about Chinese gacha games why they don't allow you to skip things like Genshin Impact, you know. Please add a skip button to like the story. I don't want to read that. Something like that. Or like the dailies. They can't skip that. They have to run back and forth because it's an open world gacha. It's an open world game. So yeah. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Like they don't respect your time. Those games. And it requires you to play daily. And if it doesn't respect your time, it's like kind of, it becomes really ass. Yeah, I hate the old moods. You can't use all the ships. Yes, yes. I really dislike this hating, you know? I want to get everything. I want to catch them all, you know? I want to be the best trainer who no one ever was. And catch them all. But then you can't catch them all because limited dock space. Obviously you want maybe like 5-star everyone, like limit break them. But then you can't. You have to use up the booleans now. The booleans are like actually interesting. But actually at the same time you sacrifice them for the greater good. It's also like, you know. You can't keep them really forever. You can't keep like at least one copy because you need the space, the dock space. You have to like make decisions. Obviously like some girls are like pretty nice. Some girls are like just... they're practically like NPCs. They don't have any meaning to the story. Any kind of addition there. Like Fubukin as a lane. Fubukin as a lane. Like Aoba as a lane. Yeah, let's say Aoba. Aoba as a lane. And then Aoba from Blue Archive. Look at the fan art amount. Like when I ran a 1-star, 2-star, you know. That has been like for years out there. Has not much fan art compared to like Aoba from Blue Archive, you know. Like the first month or like first day. Let's say first week. Aoba from Blue Archive had like 100 times more fan art than like Aoba from Azulane. You know, to be honest, I said like my motivation in Blue Archive was like Yuzu. And like Bina, when it was hard. And main story when it was good. Main story, I'm looking forward to like Dekakramaton. The main story there. With Aris in her suit. Yuzu piloting the avant-garde, you know? Like fighting out against the Gebra and Chokma fusion, you know? Game development department, I like them. I hope to get like the skin, no, not skin, but like the next alt from Yuzu, when makes her to 100. But yeah, what else? Also like what I also like about Blue Archive is like the final restriction release. I kinda like playing those kind of game modes like with Fury of Set, Chokma, and what's coming later it's like Tipa-Ref. I like playing these game modes. For some reason. I don't have pressure there. Like with Total Assault and Grand Assault, you have like a ticket, you know? Then you have 1 hour time. And when I run, depends on like crits. Multiple crits. And 1 hour is not enough. With Tipa-Ref, with 300 restriction release, you don't have to like worry about the time. Just follow everything that you've written down, like the timelines, when to activate with what skill. And then yeah, at some point you get it. It's not insanity even. There's actually an end to all of that. There's an end game. With Total Assault and Grand Assault, you're like sometimes forced to compromise. For me, it's like always a question, like, at least not always, but like for now, it's a question like with Tipa-Ref, no, not Tipa-Ref, like Gebra, Lunatic. Do I aim for a normal clear? Or do I want to speedrun? Do I want to aim for like something higher? I don't really know. I don't have S-Subuki, like, ready. I have my own UE50 Satsuki. That means I can run the super team, then for a second team maybe borrow also 1 more Satsuki, or run or borrow like a Mari, and then like run a second semi-super team, you know? I don't like now if you people like, if you're other people who like listening like now our Blue Archive meta, you know, but there's like something about this with resource management, and then like my own time like I spend in there. Like it doesn't matter much if I go like for a speedrun or like just a normal clear, but it's just like a little bit of pride that plays in there, you know? A little bit of my ego. Because I have like a really strong starter hand, you know? I have been dealt a good hand, you know? And then if I don't use them, you know? Something about that hurts my ego, I don't know. Something about that hurts. Or like tingles at the very least. Let's say it tingles. Be like, yeah. The boss cleared, Bossman cleared the highest difficulty, but did it much better, you know? Something about that. Something about that. I value my time. I value my time though. Because I'm also a streamer. And I want to draw. And I like singing. I would like to do like some recordings. But never get to recording, to be honest. Because like Uma Game and like Blue Archive. I forgot something. She has like a hair accessory. That looks like music notes. Forgot to include that. Yeah, but for those live service gacha games, you really need a motivation. It's not like a usual normal game, you know, like single player game where you can like get to the ending, then you're like peace out, you know. It's like something long term. And to be honest, I do not like the feeling on like leaving things behind I like build on upon, you know. Even if you leave the game and you have like some mixed feelings about that, the waifus will miss you, you know. You leave like waifus behind. Of course I have my opinions about Azulane, I have my opinions about Chinese gacha games. Yeah, I don't know what's about Chinese gacha games I dislike about all of them. But they all have like the same pattern, you know. But yeah, I leave like waifus behind. I leave like something behind I've like built upon. And sometimes I feel like, man, I wasted time. It's a mistake. I shouldn't have like leave them behind in the first place, but you know, I don't have time. I have to like do something there. I don't know, like for why, you know, I would like say I do know why. Like Uma Musume, it doesn't respect my time. But for some reason, I don't see it like as wasting my time. You get so attached to the girls during their career. Like if you read their story or whatever, you raise them. There's like something parasocial about that, you know? Where like some people say, yeah, remove the trainer and everything's good, you know? Like in idle games or like Uma Musume. But the thing is like, you are the person who make them succeed. You are the person who help them achieving their goals, achieving their dreams. And then they get like all happy in the end, you know? There's like something so satisfying about that. Like serotonin, you know? Everything. That's like why we love our VTubers. That's why we love like our idols in Musume. Like in the Western culture, not Western, Eastern culture, you know? Far East. Why we do all of that, you know, why we go to concerts even. Like even I go like to hold a fest and be like, yeah, let's go, you're on the stage. I'm so proud of you, you know. And sometimes I would like sing with them or like chant stuff, you know. Like Immer Pure Densetsu, Immer Pure Legends. Oh gosh, this song. When I work, I have like a break from playing Uma Musume. I have a break from like playing gacha games. I finally have my deserved break. But sometimes the song's like in my head. I think like if I do my next karaoke song, I will like do some Uma Musume songs. Immer Pure Densetsu is gonna be among those. Big fanfare, kono gore umade. Or something like that. Uma Pure, Skitachi, oh gosh. この子の女神は心から運までタラタタタタに行こう But I do like the music. I do like the music in this game. You sound like that guy who draws the different witches. What witches? But in any case, hello, Knull? I don't know how to read that. But welcome to the art stream. I'm trying Otonose Kanade from Holvlive device Recloss. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm doing the Japanese now. McFlurry. But the way it's like written, you know, it's like McFlurry, you know, McFlurry. I think I'm gonna do it like that, you know. Did I read the name like how it's like written? I see the Ina in the corner. When was that? I don't know, like 1 month, 2 months ago, maybe 3 months. But there was an art stream. If you like look in the archives of my live streams, then you can kind of see like when it was. I have like not really like that much in memory, but yeah. I don't always remember like when I drew something. But I know like, okay, somewhere in this year. I also post on social media, yeah. I love the way you draw your eyes. Thank you. There's something about them, right? How they are like so, But yeah, what do you like about it? Simple. It is so simple, but it works. Yeah. A lot of things can work in art. Dislike gradient? Yeah, you like that. You know, there was a time where I used like a lot of emojis when I was like typing. Like cow emojis, you know. And the eyes I would like use where I always like those O eyes, you know. When I would like use something in between like a V to make like that smile shape, or like a underscore to make like a, you know, indifferent face, whatever. I was thinking, yeah, I kind of like those expressions. Especially like with Japanese cow emojis, you know, like their combinations on like how they make it look crazier. I kind of wanted to, I don't know, like, I think like from there I got like kind of the idea on like drawing the eyes like that. Giving the, yeah, kind of like that. Like how you demonstrated it there. But I don't know, I like keeping the eyes consistent. Sometimes I have like different kind of ways to draw the eyes. Sometimes, I don't know, it's like about drawing a circle, you know. Sometimes I can like make it like smaller circle like that, and then it works. You know. And like keeping the mouth always like high, you know. Like usually if I draw like, I don't know, if I draw like faces, then it's, I don't know. It's like somewhat, the mouth is like much lower, but keep it much higher, like with those cow emojis, you know. It doesn't make sense, yes, but I think it's funny. It makes like more charming. I guess it's kind of the idea. Yeah, yeah. I saw like also like some cursed emojis. I don't know if you can call it cursed, but it's like also like in the sentiment that the eyes are like high, and then the mouth is between those eyes. You said it as I was typing in here. Yeah. I mean, great minds think alike, right? They say like great minds think alike. But yeah, it doesn't take me that long, like about 2 hours roughly, if I do like colors. If I do it without colors, I'm pretty much like in under 1 hour done. But my art is like super, it's like not really, I don't know. I'm not a slow artist. Sometimes I do not really care about the quality. Okay, this one is like decent. Do you like the girls I'm drawing? Do you know those characters? Like some people do know them. Be like, oh, you draw now my boy or my girl, let's go. Then yeah, they'll drop a like, drop a subscribe, and then they call that day. Something like that. I think it's great. All about the vibes, fantastic. Even if you don't know character, if you don't know the character I'm drawing, if you like the work itself, you know, regardless of like who it is, fantastic. And I think like the artist in me is like happy, like yeah, let's go. I made people like my art. At the same time, I do not mind that much if I don't get anything to boost my ego at all. If there's nothing at all. Back days I was like, yeah, praise me more, homite, give me more praise, you know. But yeah, I don't really mind if there's nothing at all. I don't know the girl on the bottom left. Oh, she's from Blue Archive. That's like Mew from Kasumi-sawa Mew? Yes. But my favorite because of the teardrop, yeah. She's like a very pitiful being in the series, in the game. Blue Archive. She's like really unlucky. It's like always like crying or really depressed or whatever. And there's like something about her where she gets like thrown the trash can or whatever. And then she's like, oh, you know, and her voice is like pretty cute. And then it's kind of like, I don't know, it does awaken like some father instincts. In me, at least. Some people are like, make us suffer more, you know? You got the vibe so down, I guess. Thank you. I'm like pretty much done. I'm pretty much done. So that's all for today. I could do more background vibe background, like I could like really add more, but I'm good for now. Any case, that's what I drawn for today. Otonose Kanade, title program, and within about 2 hours. It's pretty good. Okay, but next week I'm gonna do our art stream again. Like I do it weekly, every week, one art stream. At the very least, one art stream. To like keep my drawing skills like intact, and not be rusty and everything. So can look forward to that. It's gonna be a VTuber again, I think. Like my goal is like to draw every Holo Pro member. With Kanade here, I drew like everyone from Reclos. Now, yeah, gotta see like who I draw next. But yeah, who's gonna be next week? I don't know. Maybe like from Device Flowglow. Maybe like from the first gen. I think I haven't drawn Matsuri. No, Matsuri second gen. Yeah. Drawn like Miko. Sis I have drawn. Yeah. Yago, yeah, also, yeah. Really gotta look into that. Maybe like Kaela, maybe like someone who like played Imamisime, you know? Since I also like got into the game. So I could like draw something related to like her on Gacha. Maybe, yeah. Something like that. You did Aki? Aki I didn't really do. I think I could do it maybe. Yeah. Maybe Korone as well. I saw her like streaming Imamisime today. Maybe that. But okay. If you want like a certain character for me to draw, maybe, you know, if I haven't drawn her before or them before. I also draw like Holo Stars members every now and then. You can also look into that. So I'm waiting a bit. I'm waiting a bit. Not starting out, but there's always a delay, you know, between chat and me. And sometimes it needs like time to think up an answer and then like write it out. I mean, whatever you wanna draw would be fine, you know. Okay, fantastic. Leaving the freedom to like the artists, you know. Oh, I'm gonna let you cook. Fantastic. Alright, and that's all for today. That's all for today. Thank you all for watching. Have a nice rest of the day, evening, or good night, whatever time zone in the world you all are. And with that, I'm gonna say bye bye.